Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. My name is Caroline Ruby. I actually have a channel of my own where I make videos talking about German culture shock, vlogs, and also other experiences I've had here in Germany. I'm studying abroad in Germany as an exchange student, but today I am partnering with Busu and creating this video for you. So today's video is about German language shock. So basically this video is a little bit about culture shock, but specifically for the language of German. For a little bit of background information, I came here to Germany knowing absolutely zero German. I'm now 3 months into my exchange year and I can speak in a decent conversation and my vocabulary has vastly expanded. But along with that, I've had to learn a lot of the grammar and specific rules that just make the German language work. And some of these things I found very strange and very shocking. So I'm going to list those off for you today. So my first culture shock is sentence structure. More specifically, the fact that there is no sentence structure. So let me specify this. So in English language, there is a very specific order to how you must place your words in the sentence to make it coherent and understandable. Whereas in German, you can actually reorder the words kind of however you want as long as you use the proper case. So quick lesson, there are 3 cases in the German language. Technically 4, but one isn't used as much. There's nominative, which is kind of the base case. That's your like starting formula. And there's accusative, dative, and genitive. So to make this make a little bit more sense, I'm going to give you an example. So in English, I would say, I give the boy a ball. In German, you can say, Ich gab den Jungen einen Ball gab ich den Jungen, or dem Jungen gab ich einen Ball. All of these mean the exact same thing, but they sound completely different. The reason it's understood is because of the case. Germans also use this reordering of sentences to emphasize things. So in English, if we want to emphasize something, we would say it a little bit stronger in the sentence. For example, I didn't go to the supermarket today, which is emphasizing that you would go to the supermarket, just not today. In German, you always put the thing that's emphasized at the beginning of the sentence. So instead of heute being in the middle of the sentence, you would say heute and then continue your sentence from there. Okay, my next culture shock, and this is the one that I think most people kind of know, is der, die, das. In the English language, we only have one word for the. You say the ball, the house, the car. But in German, every single word, every single noun has a gender. And it's pretty difficult, especially for a foreign learner, because there's really no specific rules. There are some tips and tricks you can follow, you can look those up on your own, but for the most part, to a foreign speaker, it sounds very, very random. So for example, in English, it is the arm, the hand, the leg. In German, it is der Arm, die Hand, das Bein. Another thing I've noticed is that a lot of the words are exactly the same as in English, except instead of a C, they use a K. The letter C isn't a very common letter in the German language, so instead they use K. For example, subject. It means and is spelled the exact same way in English, except in German it has a K instead of a C. Same with object and physic and lots of other words. My next language shock is with pronunciation. So in English, normally E and I next to each other are pronounced E, and an I and an E next to each other are pronounced I. In German, it's the exact opposite. For example, sie, which is the word for she, it's S-I-E, but it's pronounced E. And bei, which means at, it's spelled B-E-I, but it's pronounced by. Furthermore, there are 4 added letters in the German language than there are in English. There's these little things called umlauts, which are 2 little dots above these letters, which give it that different pronunciation. So there's e, and u. I physically have to like touch my neck every time I try to pronounce that. It's so hard for me as an English speaker. And then there's also s-set, which is like a very sharp, long S sound. Another language shock for me was the formal versus informal you. So in English, you use you no matter how old you are, how respected you are as a person. You would say, can you help me? Can you do this? But in German, usually with friends and family, you use du, but with strangers, respected officials, teachers, and basically anyone that you would want to pay more respect to, you use sie. And I know it's kind of confusing because sie also is for they and she, but the formal you, sie, has a capital S. And then finally, this is the biggest culture shock. I mentioned this before with all the different cases. This results in many different endings and many different ways to memorize how to say sentences. I'll put some charts on the screen here so you can get an idea of what I have to memorize as I'm living here. For native German speakers, it's just automatic to them. It'd be the same in English if someone asked me, why is the plural of mouse mice instead of mouses? I have no idea. That's just how it is. There's no rule to it. Same as in German with all these different endings and all these different cases and situations. It's just how it is. But I think these weird little quirks and difficult things I have to memorize make learning the language fun. And I always feel so accomplished when I properly form a sentence. But that is all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make. If you enjoy me, go ahead and check the description for my channel. And if you want to start learning German, download the Busu app and you can begin your lessons right away. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And as I say in my videos, tschüss!